update 1 week to go. Let's see what Stars and Meg has to say about this and check this out.
We just got some awesome character posters for The Mandalorian Season 3, which is 7 days away, 1 week to go, and I'm making the Bo-Katan one my wallpaper. Don't get me wrong though, I love the other one, but Bo-Katan looks absolutely stunning. In the past we spoke about how each season has their own colours. Season 2 was all blue, but Season 3 is by far my favourite, that kind of yellowish green, and a more pronounced Mandalorian logo. We have so many awesome updates today, here we go. Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. So today we have the Bad Batch Season 2 Episode 10, but it also marks exactly 1 week to go until The Mandalorian Season 3, which we are all very excited about. The hype for the third season has been pretty crazy, and it's great to see fans genuinely pumped about Star Wars again, for the next chapter of Din and Grogu's story, and of course those of Bo-Katan, Grief Karga, the Armorer, and so on. And today, we do have some big news. Given that I'm posting earlier in the day, by the time this video gets out, they might have released a new teaser or something of the sort, but as of now, we do have a few tidbits. The biggest news story of the day is that Jon Favreau reveals there is a time jump between the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian Season 3. In other words, Season 3 Episode 1, which is Chapter 17, does not pick up straight away. There is a little bit of a time jump. We don't know exactly how long though. Jon Favreau has been over here in Europe, and today he's in England, but it was in Spain where he revealed the news. Last night he spoke about the structure of the season, mentioning, quote, "Some time has passed." Up until the point we got this piece of information, there was a popular fan theory that the end scene of the Book of Boba Fett, with Mando and Grogu in the N1 Starfighter, was going to lead directly into Season 3. In the trailer we know he's going to go back to Tatooine for R5, and the assumption was that after testing the N1 Starfighter with Grogu in the Astromech slot, they turn around, go back to Pelion Mos Eisley, pick up R5, and then go to Navarro from there. But according to Jon Favreau, that's not the case. That is not what's going to happen. Some time has passed. Our favourite dad and son duo have been on a couple of adventures in between, which I assume we'll be caught up on, but the best thing about this is their relationship is going to be stronger than ever. In the interview, Jon Favreau also talks about the casual fans, especially those who didn't see the Book of Boba. He says the reunion outside of the main show was inspired by the MCU and by recaps therein. Just like for every episode of live-action Star Wars, we can expect some kind of recap for Season 3, just as they posted on the official Star Wars YouTube channel. And it's worth noting both Jon and Dave have been big on promoting the importance of the Book of Boba Fett over the last few weeks, and you can't blame them. I see their point. When we covered the Empire Magazine exclusives, we discussed this in some depth. Favreau mentioned the reunion was always going to happen sooner rather than later because The Mandalorian was directly inspired by Paper Moon. The fan theories that Grogu was going to stay with Luke for a while, go on many adventures before returning was never in the cards. But because he's going to live for such a long time, he might go down various routes along the way. His future might be very widespread. And just because he rejected Luke's training doesn't mean he's going to hold off the Jedi stuff forever. We have Ezra coming into the Mandoverse, and he might be a more suitable mentor for Grogu. Ezra always had a more liberal view on Jedi training. He knows what it's like to have attachments, while simultaneously being a Jedi. And he's also had his fair share of run-ins, with being tempted by the dark side. But back to The Mandalorian Season 3, we also have some new promotional material, like this graphic of Din holding the child. And we also have some new footage as well. The most notable is of Bo-Katan on her throne, presumably of Mandalore, although I did theorize this might be Crown Est. She tells Din, "There is nothing left, go home." This tells me she might be working on something secretive on the homeworld, which Din might be a threat to. Maybe his presence, having won the Darksaber from the same guy she lost it to, was triggering. She might be pissed off that Din is there for his atonement when she's working on restoring the planet. And we have to bear in mind, if she's already there by the time Din arrives, she might have been there for a long time, which is really crucial. She might have learnt of another threat. Maybe one of the factions of the Imperial Remnant has been using Mandalore as a base of operations, just like they did on Navarro, and Bo is working with other clans to eliminate them. She wants to redeem herself in the eyes of the other clans, because to many, as we learn from the Armorer, she is the reason Mandalore fell. And this is why I think it's really important before the Ahsoka series that Sabine Wren comes into the Mandalorian. Sabine could be what Bo-Katan needs, words of encouragement, because Sabine believed in her. But either way, Bo-Katan is going to be an antagonist when we first see her in the season, but as teased in some of the Empire exclusives, she works with Din later on. They all come together. Other new frames include an adorable shot of Grogu in his new pod, not to mention Mando fighting off some of those big creatures that came out of a cave to attack Grogu in the final trailer. I really can't wait for Season 3, not long to go. We also have this fan-made helmet poster that was officially endorsed by the Star Wars social media accounts. And so now, my dear Mandalorians, some disappointing news for Star Wars Celebration. The next one after London this year won't be until 2025, in 2 years' time. This was revealed on StarWars.com in their new article about why fans should attend this year, so as to not miss out. The reasoning behind waiting 2 years is that so in 2025, they can promote the next movie which releases that year. It's going to be like in 2019, where there were exclusive reveals, like the name of the film, a final trailer, as well as Damon Lindelof and the entire cast coming up on stage and teasing it. Here's what they said. There is no fan event quite like Star Wars Celebration, devoted solely to the galaxy far, far away and produced by Lucasfilm. It's a way for fans to come together and let their love of the saga shine. With tons to do and see at Celebration, there's no one reason to go. No matter what Star Wars storytelling you love, the movies, the series, the animation, you'll find it at Celebration. And here's the big bit. And if you can't join us this year, with the next Star Wars Celebration not taking place until 2025, you'll have plenty of time to work on your cosplay, refine your Wookiee roar, and sharpen your lightsaber skills. So there you have it. It's not going to be until 2025, but I will be attending myself this year. Lots of great guests, an Ahsoka panel expected, and the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. And so now, guys, big spoiler warning if you haven't yet watched this week's episode of The Bad Batch, but I want to give you my quick review. This episode was Oliver Twist in space, the second part of the arc that began last week. The Bad Batch find out their ship was not stolen by someone working for Sid, but rather a boy named Benny, who works for a bag called Moko. Moko uses Benny and other boys, many of which who have Stockholm Syndrome, to do his dirty work and make him money by stealing. Food is used as a reward system. They are underfed and abused. But by the end, they find out he's a crook, and Clone Force 99 end up getting their ship back. Omega learns there are other bad guys out there, not just the Empire. But Tech reminds her there are others like them too, rebels fighting back. This was a decent episode, nothing much to break down, but entertaining for sure. And next week, Metamorphosis is a huge one. From what I've heard from those who've seen it, it's going to be pretty insane. Look out, it's going to be great. Another peak Star Wars animation episode. And so finally, guys, on the Mandalorian front, Rick Famuyiwa admitted Carson Teva has a bigger role in the third season. Now, as you guys know, I spoke one-on-one with Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. Carson Teva has a big role in warning the New Republic of what's coming in the darkness, what the Imperial Remnant is up to. And while he wouldn't flat out admit it, it sounds like this is going to lead to Snoke. But even producer Rick Famuyiwa says this is true. Carson Teva plays a big part in Season 3. Not to mention, Carson appears in Rick's episodes. Rick directed the first and last episodes. So share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and just a reminder, in a couple of months' time we have Vision Season 2 and Young Jedi Adventures on May the 4th. In my latest episode of my podcast, Megasodes, over on Patreon, we do a full preview and discuss what to expect from each studio working on Visions. Link is down there in the description, but otherwise, thank you for watching.
Subscribe, like this video, have a great day, and see you guys. Bye.